I think that's the crucial bit. You know, those pipes, those smaller pipes that they managed to push through. Those of course have proven to be a lifeline. And according to reports that have come in, you know, the rescue officials managed to get stuff such as chickpeas, dried fruits, almond, and even poha, puffed rice. And it is just last week, just in the last 7 days, that the workers who were trapped inside managed to get their first hot meal in after 11 long days, where khichdi, which is a dish made out of rice and lentil, was of course given to the workers by using these pipes that had been drilled through. General Datta, you know, it's also at this point of time, you know, for a lot of viewers who are watching this broadcast, been waiting with bated breath in terms of how this rescue operation had been ongoing. You know, tell us a bit about why is it that this operation became so difficult? I mean, at the end of the day, this was a drilling operation. We were reaching very close to where the miners were, and then virtually when it was the last meter, things just did not work out. And then the drilling process had to be entirely changed. Why is it that this happened virtually in the last meter?
See, the thing is that initially, if you recollect, that the soil which came down was a very loose, crushed soil which does not hold. That means that you could not actually drill through like a tunnel and then you do the shoring. In this case, the moment you dug something, the debris will start coming down. And that was something which was hampering the entire rescue operation. And once that happened, the government had no option but to push in a pipe which will be self-contained by the way that no debris will come inside, and you will keep clearing the debris from the pipe and keep pushing it forward as the auger will cut the rock and the steel rods and all that. But unfortunately, the augers got stuck. You are aware of that. And then to even cut the auger head out was a big exercise by itself, using the plasma cutters and the other laser cutters and all. So you can say that it was a Herculean task. And to share with you, even the Air Force had to land their aircraft in a very small advanced landing ground, which is not cleared for heavier aircraft, and ferry that equipment there at the risk of those aircraft. You know, that is a Herculean task, but done by all the agencies which were involved. To be able to take that machinery and plant in that height, reach it in time, and put it in action. So it has been something of a combination of the natural elements, the technical lacuna which emerged while the action was going on, but then you had to overcome one by one. And the only saving grace, which I again repeat, that they were being fed, there was circulation in the air circulation, there was electricity inside, and that part was not worrying us that the lives were in danger.
Right. And also, you know, the fact that it took almost 11 days to get through this hot cooked meals. Tell us, how is it that there was oxygen that was available for these trapped workers inside of a cavity that appears to be completely blocked from both sides?
Yeah. As I mentioned to you, there were two pipes, a smaller 6 inch and 8 inches subsequently, through which the blowers were being put and used to circulate the air. So once that is done, there will be no stagnation of air as such inside. But the next worry, you know, like while I was, you know, sit down quietly and think about the problems which may arise, you know, when about 41 workers are inside and they have to go and ease themselves out. Yes. And whatever they may be doing, if that is not covered, you will have methane being generated, which again becomes, you know, something which can cause a health problem to the people. But since the tunnel was almost about 2 kilometers long, they didn't face that problem as of now. But, you know, if it takes more time and there's no ventilation, then, you know, things start getting bad. And that would lead to some kind of a suffocation, and especially for the people who got a, you know, like problem in breathing and some lung problem and something like that. Some people are asthmatic also. But the people who work in the tunnels are generally healthy and they don't suffer from such problems. And therefore, they were able to sustain themselves in this environment, because ultimately they've been working in this tunnel for such a long time.
Right.
For them, it was nothing new, you know. It was not a claustrophobic activity for a newcomer that he's got stuck in an enclosed area. So that was something they were already acclimatized to work in a restricted area which is closed from either end. One end work was going on, so that has been a saving grace. We were acclimatized and tuned to that kind of environment. Over.
I think that's a crucial point that you made, because these workers would have been acclimatized to work in these kind of conditions, claustrophobic conditions. Is this something that people can get trained for, General, or is this something that some people have an innate ability towards, where they can actually work in those kind of conditions? General Datta, if you can hear me, the question that I was asking you was, you were pointing out that these are workers who have been acclimatized to, in fact, work through in these claustrophobic conditions of the work that involves tunneling. Is this something that these workers, in fact, train for before they are sent inside of these tunnels?
See, what happens is that anybody who's worried about working in a enclosed areas, there are some people who have a phobia. They will not enter even a lift,
Yeah.
So the guys who have a phobia will never enter a construction site of this nature. So generally the people, the volunteers who are working there, the labor, the people who are employed as engineers and all, they are used to that kind of an environment, and they don't feel the claustrophobic, that psychological effect which a general man or common man who is worried about getting enclosed. It is like a CT machine. If you go for your CT scan, some people are very scared of even entering a CT scan. So it is something getting used to it. And the people who are generally not claustrophobic, they don't fear a situation like this. So most of the workers have been working there for a very long time. This construction has been going in for almost more than 2 years now. So therefore, all these boys were acclimatized to work in that kind of an environment, and therefore it was nothing to worry about.
Absolutely, indeed, General. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for joining us and getting us all those insights. This, of course, is a big moment in the rescue efforts that are presently underway. And my colleague Idris Lone is still with us. Idris, what more information do we have at this point of time? How much more time are you picking up is expected before the workers are brought out of that 90-centimeter pipe that's now been inserted inside of the debris, where it has now broken through into the cavity where these workers are trapped?
Well, Saleh, any time from now, that is what we are being told here, that it could be any time, it could be within an hour or a couple of hours, that the first worker who's been trapped there would be brought out. One by one, slowly the process will not be fast-paced. It will take some time, we've been told, but all the workers are safe and they'll be taken out one by one from this site. What was more concerning for the rescue teams was that all the workers are safe, and now the ambulances have been kept on standby, and they will be directly taken to the hospital where there will be a medical treatment done to all of them. We've been saying it will take a couple of hours for these rescue teams to reach out exactly to these 41 workers and take them out. Let me tell you that the government was also simultaneously working on a vertical drilling as they had prepared around 36 meters of the vertical tunnel as well. And it was not an easy operation. It has been going on for 17 days, and we know that because of the large metal pieces that the general was talking about was hindering the operation, especially the machine drilling that was being done in the area. There were continuous landslides while they were digging the tunnel towards it, and it was a huge task. That is one of the reasons that these rescue teams, not only from India but also from other parts of the world, took so much of time. But thankfully, all the workers who were trapped are safe, and now it's just within an hour or a couple of hours that the process of taking them out from this site will begin.
Do continue to stay on with this. This, of course, is the big moment. And for the viewers who are just joining us, this is what has been happening so far. There's a big breakthrough that has been achieved where the rescuers say that they've managed to break through with a 90-centimeter diameter pipe into the cavity where the workers are trapped at this moment. Bear in mind that none of the workers has yet been pulled out. We are awaiting for the workers to, in fact, be pulled out yet. These are live images from the mouth of the tunnel inside which the workers are said to be trapped at this point of time. A 90-centimeter diameter pipe has been pushed through from the debris. This has been an extremely complicated task because of the iron rod meshing which had in fact collapsed in certain portions of this collapsed tunnel, and that is what had made the task of drilling through to these workers so very complicated. So instead of relying on these high-tech machines, the AUG machine, which of course broke down while it was drilling through the steel mesh, eventually what has succeeded is the old, much more labor-intensive work of rat hole mining. Now this is essentially workers picking away at the debris using very primitive implements. These are workers who are using essentially their bare hands to clear away the rubble. This is what rat hole mining is all about. And also our correspondent from our sister network Z is presently at the location. Let's in fact listen in to what of course is being said there.
बाइट ही चल रही है अभी आज।
ये पहले ही लगभग तय था 100 mm डाई की जो पाइप जा रही थी उसका कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन रिड्यूस करना था फ्रॉम द पाइप टू दी मक जो उसके ऊपर वहाँ पे रॉक और सॉइल कंसोलिडेशन के बाद में उसका हमारे को एक कोएफिशिएंट रिड्यूस करना था ताकि जब हम पाइप पुश करें तो उनके बीच में फ्रिक्शन ना हो। जैसे ही फ्रिक्शन होगी तो हो सकता है कि कुछ पाइप बेंड होने का चक्कर हो सकता था या फिर पावर प्रेशर ज़्यादा लग सकता था जब हम पाइप जैकिंग कर रहे हैं और उससे मोटर डैमेज हो सकती थी। तो हमने उनके कंस्ट्रक्शन केमिकल्स प्रोवाइड करा थे।
अच्छा ये बताइए अभी फिलहाल स्थिति क्या है, पाइप के अंदर तक चला गया है?
पाइप थ्रू हो चुकी है। पाइप नवयुगा ने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छी तरीके से और बहुत ही स्ट्रेटेजिकली एंड बहुत ही टेक्निकली साउंड वहाँ पे लोग हैं, उन्होंने ये सारी ऑपरेशंस को थ्रू कर दिया है विदाउट एनी हर्डल। कल रात से लेके आज सुबह तक उन्होंने धीरे धीरे बिना कोई जल्दी दिखाए हुए समझदारी से पूरी पाइप पुश करके ब्रेक थ्रू अचीव कर लिया है। ब्रेक थ्रू अचीव कर चुके हैं।
क्या आर पार हो गया है?
आर पार हो चुका है, ब्रेक थ्रू अचीव हो चुका है।
अच्छा तो क्या रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन का काम शुरू हो चुका है?
रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन का काम चालू हो गया। रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में कम से कम नहीं तो 3 से 4 फेजेस होते हैं। वो पहले एक मॉक ड्रिल होती है, मॉक ड्रिल के बाद में जितना भी आपका अंदर लोग होते हैं उन अंदर लोगों को मॉक ड्रिल दी जाती है, उनका सिचुएशन देखी जाती है। एनडीआरएफ की टीम अंदर जा चुकी है। उसके बाद में जैसे ही वो अंदर आएंगे, जैसे ही पहला रैम्प बन जाएगा ऊपर तक जाने का, फिर वहाँ से लेके आ जाएंगे उनको बाहर।
ठीक है, एक और कर लेंगे।
That was one of the officials there involved with the rescue work, stating that they have managed to completely break through onto the other side, inside of the cavity where these workers are trapped at this moment. And he said that there are about 3 to 4 separate phases, which of course will have to be, which one would have to go through before the rescue work can be completed successfully. Remember, at this point of time, none of the workers has yet been brought out, but the big breakthrough is that a 90-centimeter diameter pipe has been inserted through this debris that had been preventing the rescue efforts from proceeding further, and now there is a clear conduit through which the workers who are trapped inside can of course be brought out. Now we still need to wait for more information in terms of how this will actually be done. Will a stretcher will of course be used, because as this graphic that's just come up onto your screen shows you, the people in the red are the ones who are trapped, and there's been work that's been going on for 17 long days. That is how long these workers had been trapped inside, and it was only about 7 days ago, that is after they'd been trapped for 10 long days, that the workers managed to get some hot cooked food. Let's listen in to more officials from the site where the rescue work is underway.
कर दिया जाए ताकि पाइप थ्रू एंड थ्रू हो जाए। तो अब पाइप थ्रू एंड थ्रू हो चुकी है, 80 मीटर जा चुकी है, आर पार हो गई है पाइप। अब एनडीआरएफ और आर्मी ने ऑपरेशंस टेक ओवर कर लिए हैं।
अच्छा अब कितना लगभग समय लगेगा? आप लोगों की बातचीत हुई होगी अधिकारियों से?
देखिए कोशिश तो यही है कि जितना जल्द से जल्द हो सके उनको बाहर ले आएंगे, वही एम है सबका। तो उम्मीद है कि देखिए शाम तक सारे लोग बाहर आ जाने चाहिए सेफली। सब सेफ है, ये कंफर्मेशन आ गया था। तो लेट्स सी, शाम तक सब कुछ हो जाए।
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.